Hi, in this video I'll show you how to create the header for your website using any kind of image. Now, most of the images, they are rectangular shape, but they are not as wide as, let's say, 800 pixels, what we need for most of our websites. So let's create the new file by going to File, New. Let's create a new file with the dimensions of 800 by 200 and call it header. Now you can click OK. Here we've got our new file. If we move it out, that's right. Now let's drag the image which we've chosen onto this file. We can close the image, double click on the magnifying glass. Okay. Right. I'm going to hide the panels by pressing the Tab key on my keyboard. Now with the image layer still selected, hit Ctrl to your Command key on Macintosh and resize it to what you really need for the purpose of this header. Okay, now we're gonna go back to we're gonna show our toolbars. So hit Tab again, double click on the background layer to unlock it and click OK. With the background layer still selected, go to the effects and choose gradient overlay. Now what we need to do, we need to pick the colors from our image to match, so that our gradient will match actually the gradient of the image. So click on the gradient stripe here and click on the first color stop, and now on the color to bring up the color palette, and with the color picker select the color from the image. Okay, so as you can see, our gradient has changed the color as well. Now let's go to the other end, click on the color picker and choose the color from the top. That's all fine, but as you can see, the gradient doesn't match very much our image. Now let's create another color stop in the middle of a gradient stripe and click on a color. Let's pick the color from the middle of the image. Another one in between. Same kind of thing, but now obviously in this location more or less. And the last one here, pick the color from this part. Now let's look at our gradient. Seems to look fine. You can play a little bit to match the gradient from the image a little bit more. Okay, that's fine. Let's click on new so that we've got it for later if we ever need it again. And okay again. Now select the image, select the brush tool, make sure that your foreground color is set to black. Click on a mask button to apply the mask to our image. Make sure that the opacity is set to 25% more or less, and start brushing the image. By using black color, you're removing a part of the image so that it becomes a transparent. With 25%, we're making sure that it's not showing straight away the entire background layer. It's just step by step, so you can actually nicely, oops, I've done a little bit too much, as you can see here. And here we've got it. You've got a nicely looking header which extends the image. What you can do now, obviously you can add some captions, let's say my business name, and play around with that as well a little bit. Yeah, that's all nice. You can pick the color from the image as well to make sure that it matches the overall design. Looks okay. Can bold it, add some effects as well, like for instance drop shadow to make it look a little bit nicer, something like this. Change the opacity, can move it wherever you want. Okay, so that's it in this tutorial.